Alright, BobalosRex here. Today's video is a Diablo 4 Season 4, a Loot Reborn First Impressions. So, I've done 2 streams of this so far, and I will say there's one thing that I haven't done. The pit, but it sounds like Greater Rifts. So I'm going to tell you right now. I'm fine with Greater Rifts. If you like Greater Rifts, then it's good for you. If you don't like them, then it is going to still be what it is. But you only have to do it for masterworking gear. If you want to go that far. I've been flying through the levels and having a good time. But let's get into it. So, leveling experience so far. Doing new Hell Tides. Because that's basically what you're doing new Hell Tides. It's been fun. Switch out, do a little Legion event maybe, go do a world boss, just blast Legion events. You get to mix it up as it changes. You know, you level really quick. Like, I had 2 3-hour sessions and I'm already 66. You know, I've even got to play with some people, so that was fun. Gearing is a whole new experience. It's fantastic. Like, since that's the theme of this season, I will give it credit for that, but I'm going to have some complaints later. But gearing is so easy and simple, and it makes sense. I think anyone could get gearing right now. It's so, like, rather than having to sit down and be like, oh my god, what do I do? Am I going to need that aspect? Do I got to hold this aspect? All my loot is just sitting pretty. I'm holding these just for look, for just chill. But it's very easy to get through the gearing. And I'll break it down for you. You get blues, or whatever. Then you get... What's the next one up from blue? Yellows. Alright? And then you're like, alright, we're getting the rares. So you get in the magic items, then you switch to rares. Then you switch to all legendaries. Like that. Like level 20, all legendaries. Alright, cool. Alright? You can start and make your build by that, but I was like flying through. I'm like, I'm going to 50. I'm going to 50. Blah, blah, blah. So then, now, finally at 66, I'm like, okay. Depending on your build, I already had a ton of you. Look at these. I got these leveling up. I wasn't even in nightmare mode when I got these. So you get uniques like that. And if your build needs uniques, you can easily get probably the one you want. But as a Necromancer Summoner build, I guess we're just using legendaries, and that shows off how good the gearing is. Straight up. So, you want to know how easy the gearing is? Okay, so I look at a piece of gear. I look at 3 stats. I'm like, okay, I like that one, and I need that one. Then I look at this piece of gear, and I look at its 3 stats versus those 3 stats, and I'm like, oh my god! There's not like 50,000 other little stats. It's like, okay, I get a little int, I get a little HP, I get a little thorns. And you want to know for damage? It's as simple as the gems. The damage types. It's usually like, so you got damage there, and then you got, overpower damage. Vulnerable damage. That's it. There ain't no crazy ones. Crit strike damage. Crit. It's so simple. Alright? You just figure out what you need for your build, and you get it. And then you work your way up through the legendaries. You get your sacreds. You get your ancestrals. I got to world tier 4 at level 50. Minion build is broken. I don't know. Mileage may vary there. But once you get to ancestrals, then you're just chilling. Just put on the ancestral gear. And then you get to the final stage of gearing, which is these fancy with the little star. So these are like, what are they called? Oh my god. I don't know what it's called. But they get a boost to one of the stats. So basically, once you get to this level, you're just looking for a gear with 3 boosted stats that you like. And then you win. Alright, I do have a 2 one, don't I? Thought I had one with 2. Could it be this? Yeah, see here, look. Even ancestral uniques could get boosted like this. So then you just look for gear. It's so simple. Okay, I'm at the max gear. Oh, now I just look for these little symbols, and then... And the cool part is, when they drop, they show up. They show up with the new fancy symbols. So gearing has been great. Simple, clear, leveling, quick, fun, easy. The gameplay loop. If you like Helltides, which is... It's actually more diverse in gameplay than spammy Nightmare Dungeons. And that was the worst part about leveling up in the old game. Is early on, you would just have to do dungeons. You'd have to do strongholds. You'd have to do Legion events. Now you get to go right into Helltides. Or usually it was whatever the event was. When it was the vampire one, it was kind of fun. So that's kind of what they took. They took the vampires, they took the treasure room stuff, they took the malignant hearts and put all those events into a Helltide. And then you just do all that while leveling. And I barely had to touch Nightmare Dungeons. That's kind of one of my complaints for the seasonal journey, is it doesn't give me enough diversity. It's all Helltides. They just want you to do Helltide. Then you got one Nightmare Dungeon thing here, which is kind of nice. I would like a few more options. I would really like them to take a look at this. And as far as theme here, it's fine. But as far as, like, what you're doing for the event, it's kind of basic. But we got all the loot changes, and that was great. But yeah, so if you look... The new Helltide is great. It's good to do while leveling up. You don't really got to do Nightmare Dungeons, so... I'm basically stuck doing it. So if you don't like the Helltide, then you're not going to like it. But I think new Helltide is good. And I think I'm getting to the point where I can go do the pit. So I do want to try that, maybe. I'm not sure. And I feel like that, and like, that's a greater rift. And then I've been wanting to do some Nightmare Dungeons. So I'm going to get started on that. As far as, if you want to come back and play Summoner build, it's busted. If you want to feel completely broken, summoning skeletons and destroying the world, bosses, dungeons, everything, now's the time to come back and do that. Like, legit. If you just wanted that power fantasy, now's the time. And then, yeah, crafting is super easy. So the new crafting, I've been playing around with it. So, look at my hands. I have these stats. So what I do here... Oh, this destroys all items. All. Boom. Done. So, you take an item, you put it into here, and then you augment it. And you kind of unlock these recipes as you go. And then... So basically, I were to, like, temper this... I click this, and it's going to hit one of those three for one of those three amounts. So it's just a lot of RNG, but it's not too bad. Usually within the 5 rerolls, you'll get the stat you want for your builds. Is it perfect? No. But it gives you a little diversity. Now, here's the cool part. Legendaries are so easy now, and this is why my bag's not clogged. So, say I was just looking through my weapons. So I look through all my weapons, I find the best weapon. Then I come over here, I don't care what aspect it is. I don't have to look at the aspect on the weapon at all. Legendary aspects do not matter if I know exactly what I want. So I come over here, click this, hit the Codex of Power, find the one I want, click it, boom! Get the power I want. So easy to make your build. The Summoner build is just these legendary aspects. So I'm like, ooh, these gloves are good. Take new gloves, put in here, put power that I need, hit imprint, walk away. Life is good. simple, easy. This season has been so great, in my opinion, for making the game so much better for casual players. To be able to maybe make their own stuff, even, right? If I didn't want to just say I wanted to make up my own build, then this is still easy. I figure out my own build. I write down my build. I want this aspect, these aspects with this. And then I can just do it so easy. Like, boom, 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 boom. You know, I don't even gotta think. I don't gotta worry. I don't gotta have stashes full of items. The only reason I have these in here is because I haven't looked at them yet. You basically just pick up all these legendaries, put them away, and go, alright. Instead of having a big spreadsheet, I just have to go, is this better than mine? Nope. Is it better? Nope. Is it better? Nope. Just 3 stats. Boom. I love it. My first impression of Season 4 is great. I want to get back to it. There's so much stuff I want to do right now. My premix. This Diablo Season 4. Kata. It's such a good time right now for me. Because this game, Diablo Loot Reborn has been a good time for me. And I think there's a fun build for most of the classes. But if you want to be a summoner, now is the time. Now is the time. Anyways, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.